job. We gotta pick it up more than that, man. There we go. We're rocking out here. Enough of that wanking, jeez, but that's fun. I can go all day long with that fun stuff. All right, first things first, my friends. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Make sure that we're good. Everybody can hear me. All right, so I just said, okay, pinched harmonics. That means someone can hear me. Great. So, oh, my friends, I am so jazzed. I'm so excited. About today. We've been planning this. We've been putting stuff together. We've got so much stuff. This is the biggest giveaway that we've ever done today. Biggest giveaway. The most crazy, ridiculous giveaway. And the most crazy, ridiculous deals that we're going to be doing today. I mean, seriously, I'm a little bit mad here. A little bit crazy mad. I got to keep an eye on the time. I'm going to be doing that with my new little Apple Watch. We're going to go over prizes. We're going to go over what we're going to be covering. So two things. So here's the deal. If you're ready to get into the lesson, we're going to be doing that in about 5 minutes. I need to tell everybody what to do here. It's obviously I haven't been playing in a while because I can feel the pain. Well, here we go. You're here for 2 reasons. 2, not 4. 2 reasons. You're either here to win some stuff or you're here to learn some stuff. So I'm going to go over all that spiel. If you're here to win something, then stick around because you do need to hear about this. Even if you just want to watch the broadcast and learn something, you do need to stick around here. Okay, so let's talk about it. So first, this is how to play anywhere on the neck without any music theory, okay? Basically, what I'm going to do in this series is I'm going to show you 6 bits. 3 in the first half hour, 3 in the second half hour. You should be, if you're not already, if you're watching this on YouTube, you need to be heading over to the link that's in the description of the video. That's YourGuitarSage.com/live. Why? Well, a lot of reasons. When someone jumps off the chat, right now the chat's going mad. We've got 250 people in there. But as soon as someone gets off the chat, you can jump in there. But more importantly, there's a PDF there that you guys have to download. You got to do it. It's part of this broadcast, and I'm going to be telling you stuff, and some of it's going to be going over your head. You need to have that PDF. You have to have it. Go get it. It's free. It's all free, right? So go there. Get that PDF. YourGuitarSage.com/live. So let's talk about it. So the first 3, I've got my little whiteboard. That's why I keep looking up here. First 3 things that I'm going to be showing you. And now remember, this is all how to navigate the neck without knowing music theory. Now this first part here, you do need to know the musical alphabet, which is A through G, and B and E don't have a sharp. That's all you need to know. I'm going to go over that with you. But I'm going to show you how to know all the notes on the fretboard. 2 and 3 are what I call springboards, stationary and movable. These are basically just, if you will, landmarks on the fretboard that will allow you to just quickly be able to identify what that note is because of some tricks that I'm going to show you, what I call springboards. And then the second half of the hour, we're going to be doing 1-4-5 zigzag, note replication, and learn one form, learn them all. What does that mean? 1-4-5. Some of you have heard this before. The most prominent chords in any, really in any genre, blues, rock. I mean, entirely what I played just now there, or that track that was going, that I've created, by the way. That track was created and it's in the Unstoppable Guitar System, the one that we're going to be giving away today, and we're going to have a fantastic deal for you on this. But that's in the program along with hundreds of other jam tracks. But all the chords you heard there are in the key of A, and it was 1-4-5. The chord's 1-4-5. May not mean anything to you right now. It's going to go over your head. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you in the broadcast. Note replication, so we can take notes and replicate them across the fretboard. Unlike piano and horns and other instruments like that, we can do this on the guitar. We're going to talk about that. Learn one form, learn them all. Unlike the piano and some other instruments, you have to come up with all the different fingerings for all the different scales and chords. On guitar, there's a method for actually learning one scale and being able to play it in any key, all up and down the neck. We're going to talk about that as well as with chords. Okay, so that's what we're going to be covering. Let's talk about the giveaways really quick. So many ways to win, my friends, on this, okay? So for those of you that pre-registered, okay, now don't feel bad if you didn't pre-register, because we do these live broadcasts a lot and we give away a ton of stuff. But there's 2 ways to win today. Number one, the big way, which is pre-registering at YourGuitarSage.com/live. If you just arrived here and you didn't pre-register, it's okay. I've still got stuff for you, tons of stuff, okay? So don't get scared, all right? Tons of free stuff. But if you pre-registered, there's 4 prizes, 4 sections of prizes that we're going to give away, but lots and lots of stuff. I'll talk about it in just a second. So first off, we're gonna do 10 Twitter winners, okay? So this is if you even haven't entered. You can do this via Twitter. You're going to see just to the right of the screen here, you're going to see, if you're at YourGuitarSage.com/live, again, this is why I tell folks you got to be there. If you're there, right to the right of the screen here, you're going to see a little bit, and you're going to copy and paste that, and I can tell you exactly what it says. It starts at free guitar giveaway and goes to YGS Live. That whole bit, just copy, paste it into your Twitter. Don't say anything else, just say that, and just send it a flying on Twitter. That's right, and let folks know what we're doing here. Would really help me out, and I really would appreciate that. So we're gonna pick 10 winners. 10 of those winners are gonna win. You know, I write books, so we're gonna do the ebook bundle, which is like, I think, $23 or something on my channel or on my YourGuitarSage.com. We're going to give 10 of those away today, okay? Ebook bundle, which includes book 1, book 2, and the advanced ebook, which also has blues, lots of blues and licks and stuff that I was doing here today. Okay, so that's for folks that did not get to enter before. For those that did enter, you can do both. You can do Twitter or the pre-register, okay? And so let's talk about the pre-register right now. For those folks, we've got 4 sets of prizes. Number 1, the YGS, what we call YGS Power Packs, and it's this. These are our sponsors. We love these companies. They are good to us. We love them, and let's talk about them really quick. I have reviews for all these folks. The winner is going to receive a set of Vibe strings, the Uber Tuner by Kliq, an xGuitarx Capo. I use these all the time. You see me use this. A personalized laser etched dragon's heart pick. That's right, it's literally going to be laser engraved with your name. And we're going to give out 5 of these packs today. Okay, those are 5 winners. I feel like I'm forgetting something, that something else should be in there, but I forgot. But anyhow, that's about a $50 value. Okay, the other one was like $230 value. Those ebooks. We're going to work our way up. The Jamstick. Oh, geez, I don't even have the Jamstick in front of me right now. I have a video on this thing. It's incredible. It's what I do, my tablatures, and how anytime I do tab, that's what I use, is I use this Jamstick. I have a review for it. It's an electronic guitar, very small, but a full neck. It's like this. You'd have to just see it. Jamstik. You got to look it up. YourGuitarSage Jamstick. After you're done here, watch it. Watch that video on YouTube. But incredible little device that you can do keyboard sounds and all the rest with. We're going to give you one of those away. Listen, we're giving away 2 lifetime memberships to the Unstoppable Guitar System. 2. These are $400 a piece. By the way, the Jamstick is $300. The UGS Unstoppable Guitar System, $400 a piece. We're going to be giving away 2 of those. Am I on time? I'm not. I'm going late. Gotta go quicker. We're going to give away 2 of those, $800. We're going to give away this guitar, my friends, the one that I'm playing right now. I think I've taught more guitar lessons on this. I've done a slew of videos on YouTube. I've taught thousands of one-on-one lessons. Have done a bunch of gigs, a bunch of studio gigs, a bunch of live gigs, all with this fantastic guitar here. Now, I can't go into the details of it right now, but essentially, see, I bought this guitar for $1,300 or $1,400, added some Spurzell locking tuners, and also had Joe Glazier, Nashville's premier guitar luthier, set this up. He plecked it, which means it's as low as you can possibly get. You can look that up after the broadcast, Pleck, P-L-E-K. And so about $1,500-$1,600 went into this guitar, and I'm giving it away, along with the gig bag, the power pedal, and a bunch of other stuff. So, very cool. This is going home to somebody today. I'm feeling a little bit of sadness here because it's like a pet that I've had forever, and I'm letting it go, and I love it. But we're giving it away. This is a modeling guitar. It does an insane amount of amazing things. Okay, man, I think I covered everything. If I haven't, then I probably forgot something. Okay, so here we go. We're starting a little bit late, a couple minutes late. That's okay. So let's get right into it right away. All right. Now, oh, by the way, at the half hour, I'm going to be announcing 5 of those Twitter winners. And at the end of the hour, I'm going to be announcing 5 Twitter winners and all the other winners, okay? Anything else I need to talk about? I'm looking at my board here. I don't think so. I think we're good. We're ready to go. Okay, so you should have your PDF out. If you don't, it's not the end of the world, but it would be nice if you had it sitting on the side where you could look at it, okay? Because it truly, oh, thank you so much. Guitar Puka just put that up there, the link. If you don't have that already, that's where to go. But you can see it's on this page too. Click here to download. It's right above the chat. If you're watching at YourGuitarSage.com/live, which YouTube people you should be, go over there right now. There's way more stuff there than there is here on YouTube right now, at least in regards to this broadcast, okay? No offense, YouTube. Here we go. So we're going to get into it. This is number 1, and I'm going to blaze through this because I have this video. I've taught this before, but some of you don't know it. So let's talk about it really quickly. So, you know, whenever you see somebody playing and they're like, oh, this is a B or this is a G or this is a C or whatever, and they know these notes right away, and you're like, how do they do that? That's incredible, right? Well, it's very, very simple, actually. The concept is very simple. It takes a little bit of time to actually look to get it down really well, but the concept is very simple, and it goes like this. 3 things, and this is all in your PDF, so I'm going to move pretty quickly here, okay? Musical alphabet goes from A to G. There is no H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P chords or scales. It just goes A through G. It stops at G. There is no H or after. Get it? So A through G, every note has a sharp except for B and E. B and E. And I always, to my students, I always say, remember the song, let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. And that's how I remember. B and E don't have a sharp. I don't know why. It's weird, but it works for me. I remember. A sharp is when we raise a note up. So if this is a G, pardon me here, if this, I'm going to change the tone on this too. If this is a G, that's the strat tone, by the way. If this is a G, then this is a G sharp. If this is an A, then this is an A sharp. So every note has a sharp except for B and E, and that's when we raise a note up, okay? Now, we know those 2 things, and we need to know the open strings, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. This is all written down in your PDF. E, A, D, G, B, E. You can remember it like Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie, okay? Easy enough. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Just use the first letter of each one of those words. And then we know the names of the open strings. That means these strings should be tuned to those specific notes. E, A, D, G, B, E. Get it? Cool. All right, so with all that being said, now if we know where the starting point is and we know what the protocol is going up, then we can easily name the scale or name the notes. Now there are 12 notes in the chromatic scale. Like there's Roy G. Biv, 7 colors in the rainbow, right? And there's little subcolors in between those. Same way when it comes to music. There are 7 actual notes, typically in our major scale, or always in our major scale, but then there's notes in between it, okay? So you've heard this, you know, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You've heard that before. Sorry, my morning voice. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? But you can see I'm skipping notes. There are notes in between it. And that's how we can name all these. So if we start, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So we're going to start at A, 8. So that's an A. So we know that note is tuned to an A. So we just pluck it and it's an A. So moving on up, remember every note has a sharp except for B and E. So we have A sharp. Moving up the alphabet, B, C, because B doesn't have a sharp. So C, C sharp, D. Does D have a sharp? Yep. Next letter, A, B, C, D, E. It's okay to sing it. Does E have a sharp? No, it doesn't. Oh, gotcha. So F, right? F sharp, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Does G have a sharp? You bet it does. G sharp right there. And then back to A. So that's 12 notes. We're at the 11th fret, but including the 0 fret or the open note, we have 12 notes, and then we're back up an octave, okay? Right there at the octave. So what I want you to do, so step one for this is I want you to use that PDF where I talk about that, and I want you to use, I think I included some blank fretboard maps in there. I'm pretty sure I did that. Okay, but nonetheless, I want you to write these out. If you don't write them out, then at least say them. But writing it out is helpful too, because when you get to the 12th fret, it should be, again, E, A, D, G, B, E. If it's not, then you did something wrong. You need to go back and check your work, okay? But follow that bit in that PDF, okay? We got to keep moving. I know your time is very valuable. I want to get to those giveaways. I want to do all that fun stuff with you, but I want to teach you too here, okay? All right, okay, stationary springboards. Let's talk about that. So springboards to me are, and this is just a term that I've coined, springboards, when I think about a springboard, I think about something you can jump on that'll get you to something quick, like a little mini trampoline or something like that, right? And so there's stationary springboards and there are movable springboards. Stationary. Yes, stationary, standing still, movable. So stationary springboards are this. We know the names of the open strings. E, A, D, G, B, E. Right there. So if anybody asks you what this note is right here, right, well then we know right off the bat, if this was an E open, then we know that this one's a what? If E doesn't have a sharp, then this has to be an F, right? Boom. So same thing, you can do that with any of these. So this would be considered a springboard because we know those notes right away. So that means this would only be one note away, this would be two notes and what have you. So this little section down here would be very easy to get to because we got that open note there, right? Well, there's also another springboard which I call the tuning springboard, and it's at the 5th fret. So this bumps us up a little bit more. So if somebody asks you what this note is, you would say it's an A. If somebody asks you what this note is, you'd say it's a D and a G and a C and so on. And the way you do that is this. So you've seen me do this bit here where I'm tuning the guitar. I have a video for this on YouTube, but it's tuning the guitar to itself. It's also in all my courses, right? So for instance, if this is an A, the open A, it's the 5th string I'm playing, then I can go on the low E here, I can go E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. And that's an A, and this is an A, and that's how we tune, right? So we know that bit. If you don't, yay, you just learned something cool, right? So, and you can do this with all the strings. So after the broadcast, if this is new to you, watch the video that I have. If you're not getting in one of my courses, then just watch the video, How to Tune the Guitar to Itself, YourGuitarSage, on YouTube. So that's how you would do it. And you can go right down the line on all these strings at the 5th fret, except for the G string. You need to come down one step, one half or a fret, half a step, because the B string is tuned down a half step traditionally. We won't get into that reasoning, but just trust me on that. And then we're back here. So these are springboards, so I can know right off the bat that if this note is the same as the string underneath it, well, I know that's an A, so this has to be an A. You know, so if somebody asked me what this note was, I'd say, well, that's an A sharp, and I don't have to start from here. I can start from here. Does that make sense? Really important to have these springboards, because if not, if someone asked me what this note was, I'd have to go, okay, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. The chord's gone already, or whatever it is that we're working on musically. We're on stage, right? So you gotta have another springboard. So we got a springboard here at the 5th fret for that tuning bit. So that's on the PDF as well. Now that is what I call a stationary springboard because it doesn't move. And another really important springboard is the 12th fret. Okay, now the 12th fret is basically a replication of everything we're doing at the 0 fret. Okay, so if I play a lick, I can come up to the 12th fret and play the same exact thing one octave higher. What I mean by an octave is you can think about it like, I'm trying to think if there's something else that we can compare it to, but basically it's the same notes, but they're one octave higher. Okay, so that may, if you don't know what an octave is, that might confuse you a little bit, but essentially the notes are vibrating twice as fast, perfectly twice as fast, and that's what gives that symmetrical sound. Make sense? And then we can do octaves all over the place, but 0th fret, 12th fret, duplicated. So we have A, watch this. We got A, I'm on the 5th string here, A sharp, B, C. Watch this, 12th fret, A sharp, B, C. It's all the same. Here we are on the D string, D, D sharp, E, F. Here's the D, D, D sharp, E, F. Make sense? So that's another springboard. We got to remember that, okay? Now, all of this, I'm throwing a lot at you right now. You're going to be a little bit overwhelmed with this. It's okay. Everybody was since the beginning of time doing this. It's just, it takes some time to get used to it, okay? Now, so remember, anything that we play, anything, you can duplicate it in octaves 12 notes up. So for instance, remember we have this springboard here? Well, guess what? Another springboard, 12 frets up from that. So add 12 to 5 and you got 17. So the 17th fret is the same is the same notes that we would use when tuning. That whole bit. It's just one octave higher. So we got springboard, 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 springboard. So you've got this, you got the neck sectioned off in all these places where you can easily identify a note that's here, so that if somebody asked you what this note was, you could easily say it's an F instead of starting from here and going all the way up. You would just start at this note and say, well, I know that's an E, so this has to be an F. Does that make sense? I think that does. If it doesn't, make sure you watch the, or make sure you look over that PDF. It's really important that you do that, okay? Okay, so we talked about stationary springboards. That's those 4 right there. Let's talk about the movable springboards. Ooh, I'm on time again. Yay. All right, so movable springboards are this. You've probably noticed this before. If you've ever played rock music, you know power chords, right? You know, obviously forgot how to play Iron Man. All right, so, you know, you've seen these little patterns that move up and down the fretboard. These are known as fifths, okay, or power chords. They're known as fifths, but we can do this with octaves as well. Super easy, and it goes like this. So any place that you want to play an octave, you go down 2 strings and either up 2 frets or 3 frets, depending on the circumstance. And I'll tell you, there's only one circumstance where you'll do this. Actually, it's the split the fretboard in half. I'll show you. So if you're on the 6th or 5th string, if you want to go up an octave, it's super easy, okay? Now, this is important because, like, when I was kind of noodling there with the blues, you saw me jumping around a lot. And this is what I was using, is these springboards, okay? So at first, they may not seem like a big deal to you, but I promise you get them under your fingers, they're going to be a big deal, and they're going to help a ton. I don't know how else anybody would do it, you know? All right, so here we go. So here's a... So you saw me, like, with the A, I went... That's a little trick I do sometimes. I grab all these A's, and it just sounds kind of cool. But I did that doing the blues just now. But I did that using this method. So if this is a G, or actually, let's go to the A. If this is an A, okay, I'm going to zoom in a little more yet here. So this is an A, which it is, trust me. Let's do that. Now let's do that. I'm trying to get you a nice angle here. There's an A. If I want to find an A, an octave up, check it out. So easy. Down 2 strings, up 2 frets. What? Yeah, light bulb just went on. If you want to go backwards, so this is on the 4th string now, I'm going to go back 2 frets and up 2 strings. Just think of it like a little L. You know? So here's my octave. It's an A. I'm going to go down 2 strings, up 2 frets. That's an A. If I'm playing this note and I want to find the lower octave, I go back 2, up 2. Okay. Now this works for the 6th or 5th string. So check this out. Here's the D, and I'm going to go down 2 strings, 1, 2, and up 2 frets. Boom, boom. That's a D. Okay. Same thing. If I'm on the D and I want to work backwards, go back down 2 frets, 1, 2, and up 2 strings. Okay, makes sense? So you can play octaves. This is what Hendrix did. Right, from Purple Haze. So now that's true for the 6th and 5th string, right? And you can go backwards too. We said that, right? So now what is different here about the 4th and 3rd string is we've got to go up 3 frets. So check this out. Here's number 1. Oh, thank you, Johnny, for letting me know that I did include the blanks. Thank you. Johnny's over at YourGuitarSage.com/live on the chat, and he just let me know that I include the blanks. Thank you so much, buddy. So here's a G. Now, how do I know that that's a G? I just used one of my springboards. I used this open one because I know that this is a G string and this note is tuned to it, so it should be the same, right? I also knew it because I went backwards and I did this springboard. Actually, that's the one that came to mind first just now. Make sense? Now, what you're going to do is from here, this is a G, you're going to go down 2 strings and up 3 frets. So that's a G. That's a G, G. Make sense? 3 notes. All G's. Can you see that guy there? So we got G, G, G. So here it is again. G, we're going to go down 2 strings, up 3 frets, G. And this will be the same for the 3rd string. So this is a C. How do I know that so quickly? Because I went down 2 and this mentally I did that. So I know that's a C. Again, super quick. I didn't have to even use this one. I just knew it off this bit right here. So this is how you get super quick at understanding the fretboard. Trust me, this is the only thing. There's no magic. There's just tricks and things to know. It looks like magic when your favorite player is just going off, but I promise you it's not, you know. All right, so here we go. So we got this, which is a C, we said, and we're going to go down 2 strings and up 3 frets. That's a C. One, down 2 strings, up 3 frets, or back 3 frets, down 2 strings, you find the octave, okay? Easy enough, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Okay, and that was the movable. That was the movable springboard. So I think we're on time, friends. We are on time. Yeah, almost down to the minute. I love that. I like to be on time because I know you guys have important things to do, and I'm just tickled pink that you guys would join me today. I really am. It makes me really happy, and it just does. I was going to get a little personal there, but I won't. I just love my job, and I love you guys, and it's a lot of fun. So thank you so much for allowing me to do this. I just really appreciate it. Okay, so there are the springboards. There's a movable, there's a stationary. We covered 1, 2, and 3. Let's do some giveaways, right? Let's do it. Let's do some giveaways. We're going to do some Twitter giveaways, and hopefully we're going to have some winners here that are going to come through my email in just one moment, and then we'll talk about those Twitter winners. So while we're waiting for those, let's talk about what else? Let's talk about some things that you need to do. First off, on the right-hand side of the page, if you're at YourGuitarSage, first off, those on YouTube, listen to me. If you're on YouTube, head over to YourGuitarSage.com/live. Why? Because we have a PDF there that's absolutely amazing, that's going to help with everything that I'm talking about today, because a lot of this stuff is going to be flying by you, going over your head. Some of it is, so you're going to have that PDF available. Okay, so number 1, it's free. So everything's free here, right? To do that, get that. So giving that away. We also got that chat going on, although it's filled up right now, okay? But you can wait, and when someone pops out, you can jump in real quick. And then we also have an amazing deal. Amazing deal. So you'll see it for folks that are in the chat right now that are at YourGuitarSage.com. Look over just to the right of the chat, and you're going to see a big fat yellow button that says full details. Click here. Okay, I want you to click that and check that out, because my gosh, my friend, I'm not even going to tell you about it yet, because it's absolutely so insane. It is the most incredible offer that we've ever done, and especially for the first 100 people. If you miss out on this and you find out later on and you wanted to get in the program, you are going to kick yourself in the A. A stands for ass, by the way, if you were wondering. You're going to kick yourself because we've never given this much away. So anyhow, enough of that. Check out that button there, okay? Now, as far as Twitter winners, we're going to do... All right. I don't have my Twitter winners yet, but that's okay. We're going to get them, and then I'll announce them at that point, okay? Yep, let's do it. So... we'll do all of the Twitter winners at the end, or if I get them anytime in this next few minutes here, I'll just pop in and we'll just do it like right in the middle of the lesson. Cool? Okay. All right, here we go. So we're on to, this is part 4 through 6. Folks, if you're not watching on YourGuitarSage.com, you need to be, okay? Here we go, 4 through 6. This is where it gets a lot of fun. So what we're doing, you know, all of guitar is based off of, or is built upon, I should say. Everything is built upon different tricks or different subjects, okay? And it's so important to learn things in order in a way that, to learn them in order. If you're not learning them in order, you're going to make life way harder. So people are always trying to skip and jump ahead and take detours and shortcuts and everything else. Sometimes it's okay, but really there is, especially in the very baby beginner, it's so important to do guitar lessons in order, a very specific order, because if you don't, you're going to get lost and you're going to wonder why you got lost. Real quick story, super quick, I promise, is I took algebra a few times in college. Okay, 5 times maybe. And when I say 5 times, I took it 5 times and I graduated. I passed the 5th time. Yay! Yay for me! The 5th time I passed algebra. Now I was at a fairly expensive school, and I was paying at least loans and that sort of thing. the only thing I was interested in was music. But anyhow, long story short, the reason that I failed at algebra so many times is algebra is built upon one subject, another subject, another subject, another subject. And if you don't follow those subjects in order, unless you're just a whiz at math, which I am not, then you're going to get frustrated and not show up for class anymore like I did. So you're going to get frustrated at the guitar, and you're going to think, I suck at guitar, I'm a lefty, or I'm a righty, or I got little fingers, or I got big arms, or I got this, or I'm whatever, okay? I've heard so many reasons why folks think that they can't play guitar, but I promise you none of them are really true. None of them. Short fingers, long fingers, doesn't matter. Practice irons out everything there. Every single thing. And I know this because I've sat with hundreds and hundreds of students. I've taught thousands of lessons, and it is so true. You've got to walk through this stuff step by step. All right, so here we go. I still don't have my winners yet, but that's all right. We're going to do them a bit later, okay? Okay, so here we go. So here's 4 through 6. So we're going to be doing the 1-4-5 zigzag. We're going to talk about note replication, which equals lick replication. And we're going to talk about one form, all forms, or learn one form, learn them all, okay? And it's going to go like this. So first off, this 1-4-5 zigzag, okay? 1-4-5 zigzag. What in the hell are you talking about, Eric? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we can look at music a number of different ways, and looking at it from different angles is very helpful. Here in Nashville, we use something called the Nashville number system. Now, classical musicians sometimes, or back in the day they used to use this, they really don't so as much anymore. Like if you took all the classical musicians, they're not using figured bass as much anymore, but it's a version of the Nashville number system, or the number system, I should say, where instead of letters and sharps and flats and everything else, we're using numbers. Now, some people will say, why are you complicating things, Eric? That makes things complicated. I'm just getting used to the notes now. They're two separate, totally separate things. If I had my druthers to just teach you one thing, I would teach you the number system and say, forget about sharps and flats and everything else. It's good to know, because if someone says, hey, we're in the key of A, it's important that you say, well, there's A, and here's my A blues scale. You know, because here you go, guys, we're going, all right, here we go. Here's the band, and we're in the key of A. You got to know where that's at to start off. But when I'm playing, I'm not thinking sharps and flats and what have you. No, very rarely is anybody thinking that. You know, you've got patterns under your fingers. That's the great thing about the guitar, is that you can work on these patterns and these bits and pieces that are really so helpful. But with all that being said, we can play a scale. Like the G major scale, we could say 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now I teach the major scale in other videos and what have you. We're not going to go over it right now, but suffice to say, the major scale is what constructs 99.9% of all the music that's ever been throughout the world and will ever be. It's just the king of melodies and what have you that's in our head. Nursery rhymes, advertisements, radio, blues, jazz, classical, rock, whatever. It's all based off of some form of the major scale. So if we count through the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, right? We're identifying these notes instead of by letters, we're identifying by numbers. So because if you think about this, they have a roll. So a C in the key of C is a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's a C. But in the key of G, it's a 4. So here's a G, key of G. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our C again, as opposed to when we played the scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So it had a different roll there. They're both C's, but they have a different role what they play. Now, we can't go into all the reasons, the different roles that these things play, but suffice to say, a C in several different keys will act differently. It will pull differently to different notes and has a different. It's almost like colonels and generals and all that stuff, like in the army. It has a different role. So it's good to start identifying notes. It's helpful to identify notes by their number. So in the case of the 1-4-5 zigzag, I know that took a long time to say, but in regards to the 1-4-5 zigzag, we're basically singling out the 1, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're doing the 1-4-5. 1, 4, 5. And why is that important? So important because you've heard a million chord progressions using the 1-4-5. 1-4-5, 1-4-5. Sometimes I feel life is just a rodeo. Right? Remember that song? And there's Blitzkrieg Bop. And then there's You Said I Love You Till I Die. And in 1963, he had underlined in red every single I love you. So I just did punk, I did country, and we did something else there. What was the other one? Like Americana pop or whatever. But nonetheless, the 1-4-5 is in everything. Someone mentioned Green Onions earlier. The blues progression that I just did, was... That's 1-4-5. Okay, so it's good to know those notes. Number one. That's number one reason. The other reason why is that if you know where the 1, 4, 5 are at, you're only one note away from every other scale note. Check it out. If this is a 1, our 7's right back here, our 2's right here. You don't have to know this, but I'm just showing you. I'm proving the concept here. Here's our 4 and our 5. The 4, the 3 is always right behind it. For the 5, the 6 is always right here. And we got to the 7 before because it's right behind the 1, right? So if you know the 1-4-5, you're only one scale step away from any note in the scale. And that's important because if you're playing and you know where that 1-4-5 is at all the time, you'll know where the other notes are at. So if you need to quickly add a 3 or 6 or a 4 or 5, you can do it because you'll know where it's at. So that's why to me, this pattern is so important. Now, it may not have a ton of meaning to you, even after everything that I said there right now, but learn it now, and then what will happen is it will start becoming meaningful for you, and you'll be able to start seeing these patterns. But you got to just trust me in this, okay? I've kind of been doing this for a few years. Trust me, it's good stuff, okay? So let me show you the 1-4-5 zigzag. So if I'm in the key of D, let's say, okay, here's a D. I'm going to play through the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And if I go 1, here's my 4, here's my 5, there's my 1-4-5, starting my 1-4-5 zigzag. And so it's called the 1-4-5 zigzag, what I call a 1-4-5 zigzag, because of this. So here, check this out. So instead of going down 2 strings like we did earlier, we just go down 1 string, and there's our 4. So our 4 is right underneath it, at least on these lower strings it is. Remember, the B string's tuned differently, so we have to compensate for that later on. But really, we're typically looking for bass notes on the lower strings anyhow. So here's our 1. Our 4 is always right underneath it. 4 or or 1, 4. 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. So the 5 is one whole step up above it. 1, 4, 5. You can do this anywhere. So now here, check this out. Here, this will spin your mind. This is awesome. So here, 1, 4, 5. You can do it like that too. Okay? And reason being is this is a G. That's the octave, right, from our 4, 5 that we did. 1, 4, 5. And I just played the octave. So we can go 1, 4, 5 or 1, 4, 5. Okay, now that can be moved up and down the fretboard, of course, for whatever key, whatever tonal setting you're in. So here we're in the key of D. Okay. So 1, 4, 5. Now we can do this. If we did this on the G, here our 4 is still going to be underneath it, and our 5 is going to be underneath it. We don't have the zigzag going on here because we'd have to come, you know, I guess we would here. Here's a G, and we got a 4, 5. We got the 4, 5 here, but in order for us to do that zigzag thing, there needs to be another string underneath our root. It'll make more sense to you when you're looking at these PDFs, I promise, okay? Because right now, I'm throwing a lot at you. I told you I was going to give you a lot of stuff, all right? So just hang in there. All right, let's talk about the next bit, note replication, lick replication. What the hell are you talking about, Eric? I'm going to tell you. Here we go. We're talking about note replication. When you look at a piano, you've got, you know, all the white keys and you got the black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys. And it's just a pattern that goes on in both directions, right? And so what you see is what you get. You got all the notes right there. Now, what's different about the piano than the guitar is if you wanted to play this lick, if you wanted to play that lick, you'd have one place to play it on the piano. You could play it in octaves. You could play it in different places in octaves, but I'm saying the same exact notes. On the guitar, we can do that. Right? We can play licks all over the place, same licks. Now, why is that? Well, it's easy to understand, easy to explain. Remember how we were doing the tuning earlier, right? Like this. So, like for instance, if this is an E, high E string, and I play the 5th fret of the 2nd string, then those are both E's, right? Yep, sure are. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, 2 people just dropped out of the chat. You can get in there real quick. Do it. YourGuitarSage.com/live. Get in that chat. You'll be asking me some questions later. Secure your spot, my friends. So here we go. That's an E, and this is an E. And so we can use that same concept. If this is open E, let me zoom in here. If this is an open E, high E. 5th fret of the 2nd string, we got an E. 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 Easy enough, right? So we got 5 E's just right there. I could, if I bent up, I could do that as well. And here's the rule for knowing this, okay? With the exception of the B to G, with the exception of that, when you're going from any higher string to any lower string and you want to duplicate a note, you need to go up 5 frets on the lower string to duplicate that note, okay? Watch this. High E, E, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets up, or 4 notes in between it, okay? So you'll see in the PDF that I've created, if you're not looking at that PDF right now, it's because you're not at YourGuitarSage.com/live, and you need to do it. Go get it and look at this PDF I've created for you, because it's going to help a ton, because you're going to see a visual of what I'm talking about. So there's 4 notes in between this section. So here's my high E, here's an E, and there's 4 blank notes in between it, 4 blank frets. Or you can count up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, the only difference is going from the B to the G. Remember, I said it's 3, okay? You go up 3 instead of, you go up 4, but there'll be 3 blank notes in between it. This is on the PDF. So here's an E, here's an E, but notice, in this case here, there's only 3 blank notes in between it. So if this is my E, I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4 notes, 4 frets. Okay, that's the only one that we're going to be doing that's odd. All the others are 5 frets up. So here's our E. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. If there was 4, 5 there, we could do it, but I'll bend it. Okay, so you get the idea. So that's what I call note replication. And that is important because of many reasons. When I'm deciphering and transcribing songs for you guys, either tab or I'm doing an online lesson, right? In one of those, either one of those, I have to decide, because I mean, yeah, I could look at somebody else's lesson, but I don't know how that's going to help you. You just go watch that guy's lesson. I like to use my ears, because that's how I used to learn songs. Is everything was by ear. If I had tabs, great, but sometimes they were wrong, sometimes they were right, just like tabs on the internet, right? So I like to transcribe the song myself, and I'm using my ear to determine what strings folks are playing on. Now I could watch the live video of someone playing, and I could say, oh, he's up here on the neck, so he's got to be playing it this way. There's only one way to do that. But I also like to use my ear, because sometimes I don't want to take the time to search. I try to do things efficiently, and sometimes I don't have the time to sit there and search for it. Okay, but and so in that case, I'm listening. So if I take this lick here, listen to this. If I go, you can hear there are slight differences in all those. Actually, as I'm going up the neck, you can hear it get darker because I'm using thicker strings. The thicker the string, the darker the sound is going to be. So just by the sound, the timbre of it, you can determine, over time, you can determine where that player is playing, okay? Now, you also may say, well, why else would you need that? I'm not transcribing any songs, Eric. Okay, that's fine. But if you were to play a lick, like if I was to go, if I'm jamming out, you know, that lick right here, if I was to play that on the 2nd and 3rd string instead of 1 and 2, I'd have to do this. I'd either have to move, shift, or I got to shift either way. Here I don't have a shift at all. So I can play that lick much quicker. So my point, case in point, is that you will use this if you play a lick or something that you're trying to play and one part of the neck is difficult. You can move it over to another part of the neck, and all of a sudden it may change it. It may make it easier because you're using a different fingering for this. It's also very helpful if you want to get out of a rut. So if you're used to playing licks a certain way, remember, if you're playing blues like I was doing just now, you're really only talking 5 or 6 notes. So you can only do so much. So you have to take and do a lot with a little bit. Okay, and so if I want to play a lick a different way, I'm going to go to a different form where it feels differently. It's going to inspire me to do something different than what I normally do. All right, checking on the time. We're rocking. We're doing really good here. We're right on time. All right, so we're going to get ready to do those giveaways here in a bit. As soon as I get those, as soon as my assistant sends those to me, we're going to be rocking along, singing a song, and doing some giveaways, okay? I'll post those on the screen, okay, hopefully. All right, so the last bit we're doing, we did note replication, we did 1, 4, 5. Learning one form, learn them all. Scale chord, moving them up the neck. Now, what do we mean by this? Most everybody kind of has a concept of this, unless you're a real newbie and you're just playing some stuff at the open position, open chords and stuff like that, and that's totally fine. Everybody started there, including Hendrix and Eddie Van Halen. Everybody starts at the beginning. I don't know of another place to start. And guess what? Everybody sucks in the beginning. I don't know how you wouldn't suck at something you never did before. It's logical. You're gonna suck. And some of the best players I've seen have fat fingers. And they have zero talent. They just practice a ton. All right. So seriously, I'm not joking. So I sound like that guy from Bridesmaids. Seriously, I'm not joking. So let's talk about what we were saying. Learn one form to learn them all. So if you're just doing stuff in the open position, totally fine, but this will reveal some things to you, okay? So on the piano or a horn or something like that, a lot of times, you know, you have to, oh, I see someone say didn't explain number 5. I just did. We did note replication, lick replication. So if you know, so let me go back one second here. Or I did that already. Yeah, if we know where the note is, we know where the replicated note is. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. So unlike the piano or horn or something like that, when you go to play a scale, I know this because I took piano in college. When you play through your scales, every scale is different, a different formation. It takes time. You got to sit there and you got to memorize them, learn them. 12 of them, by the way. So if you want to learn 12, you want to learn the blues scale in every key, you got to learn it in 12 keys. You want to learn the major scale, you got to learn it in 12 keys. It's 12 times as difficult to memorize scales, in my opinion. There's some other information that we could provide to that would change that skew a little bit. It would skew that a little bit. But suffice to say, we can play one form in every single key, and chances are no one's ever going to know that you know one form, okay? If you play it right, you play it with enough love and enough passion. Okay, so piano, you got to learn all these bits and pieces. On guitar, it's not like that. Everything is linear. So anything that you do in the open position, you can move further up the fretboard. That is scales, chords, riffs, doesn't matter. And so what I mean by that is this. If I'm playing a riff in the key of A, can change this to a nice Les Paul sound. Can you hear the difference in what I just did there? That's what I'm saying. This is all this guitar. Now, I did give it a little bit of extra juice, but that's mainly what you're hearing is that Les Paul sound. Okay, so I got a lick here. So I got that lick in the key of A. If I wanted to do it in the key of E, or in the key of D, man, someone 2:50 a.m. in Australia. Love it. Thank you, Ali. We can move any lick, any scale, any chord up and down the scale or up and down the fretboard linearly. We can do this with chords, obviously, bar chords. If you don't know this already, anything you play in the open position, chords-wise, you can move up the fretboard. So, for instance, this E7, if I play it, I'll free up my first finger as if I'm going to bar with that first finger. So that's an E7. So if I wanted to move that up, that's an F7, F sharp 7, G7, G sharp 7, A7, A sharp 7, E7. It just keeps going up. And whatever the name of that note is, and we know that because of the first part of this program, right? Number 1 of 6. We can identify that note, then the name of that chord is that. Okay, so and then it's same thing with any chords. So any scale will do the same exact thing. Okay, we can take these scales and we can play them all the same exact way. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what I mean. One form plays all. Now, with all of these concepts, and we're going to do the winners here right now. In just one moment, we're going to be talking about some winners. But I want to tell you about something pretty fantastic here in just a second. So all of these concepts, listen to me. These are concepts that are new to some of you. Some of the concepts are new to some of you. Some of you know them all. Some of you don't know any of them. That's okay. Everybody's at a different place, different continuum. But the thing that's for sure is no one gets to skip any of those places. So if you see someone who's much better than you, they didn't skip anything. You see someone who's worse than you, it's not necessarily because they're not practicing. It could be that they're just brand new. Okay, I've seen guitar players after 1 year of consistent practice become better than guitar players I've known for 20 years. I am not telling you any fibs. These are folks that they put their heads down and they practice, and they're not afraid to get their fingers dirty, and they're not afraid to dig in and ask questions and discover things on their own too. Okay, so very important. All these concepts, you want to take them, you want to massage them, you want to marinate in them, make sure they're part of you. Okay, All right, my friends, here we go. So before we get to the giveaways, we're going to give away $3,000 worth of stuff here in just a moment, okay? So, but before we do that, I want to tell you about something here, okay? So if you look over to the left of the chat, by the way, hold on, I just saw something there in the chat there. I think that I might need to take a look at. All right, sorry. I'm waiting for Jason to send me those winners here. But let's get into this next part here. Sorry. Okay, so we've okay, well, he sent them. Okay, well, I may have to pop into the next room then for a second because for some reason I'm not seeing them. Okay, so let's do this really quickly. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to pull these up if I can. Trying to get those winners up here. I want to pull these winners up, and then we're going to go over that. But let me tell you really quickly before we do the winners, okay? Listen to me. Over on the right-hand side of the screen, you're going to see a big yellow button. I'm going to tell you about the giveaway that we're doing because it's absolutely insane. We've never done something like this before. You guys know I have two types of courses, right? I've got the Kliq Guitar System, which is on another website called Udemy. It's a great website. You can learn all sorts of stuff there. Anyhow, it's the #1 guitar course there. And there's lots of guitar courses, but it's the #1 course. It's been for some time now. We've had 28,000 people go through this course. So it's tried and true, and it's proven, and it's I think we've got 4.5 stars on it. So check that out. We're offering that little yellow button to the left there. If you click that, you're going to get that whole series for half off. It's literally $72, okay? Through May the 6th. This is how long this offer is going to be out. Through May 6th. But there's a reason that you're going to want to jump on it right away. Now, first off, there's 310 videos in there. 310 videos. Comes out to about a little bit less than a quarter a piece. I think about 23 cents per video. All right. If you are visiting me here in Nashville, I'm going to be teaching you the same exact thing when you're sitting in front of me in a studio that is only a few feet away. But you're going to be paying a lot more. If you were seeing me one-on-one for 310 lessons, it would be in the tens of thousands of dollars. Seriously, because I charge $100 an hour for a lesson. So it's what I do. So 310 lessons, 25 cents a piece. It's an insane deal. But here's where it gets crazy wacky. For the first 100 people that join this, I can't even believe we're doing this. For the first 100 people that join this, we're giving the $400 course away for free. I swear to you not. We've never done this before, and I'm a little nervous about it because we're going to get a ton of people in there, but that's good. I'm glad. We just did something similar for the veterans, and that was amazing, and I got a bunch of veterans in the course, and we love them, and it's fantastic. But so clicking on that link, you'll get the half price Kliq Guitar System, and you'll get the full Unstoppable Guitar System, one where I'm doing live broadcasts all the time, new hour of material going up every week or every month, the jam tracks, daily email interaction with me. It's the creme de la creme, my friends, okay? And that's what you get. The first 100 people are going to get that, okay? Now, if you're not one of those folks who take advantage of this first 100, it's okay. I know some folks maybe weren't prepared for such a deal. They may not be ready for that yet. That's okay. If you don't if you're not one of the first 100, if you're one of the after the 100, but it's before May the 6th, that's the cutoff of this, okay? If it's before then, this is what we're going to do. You're still going to get half price off the Kliq Guitar System, but the other thing we're going to do is this. When you purchase and you send us your receipt, you send it to my support team, YourGuitarSage.com, or support@YourGuitarSage.com. The only thing you have to do is send that receipt. We're going to send you a coupon for $200 off of the Unstoppable Guitar System. So basically, you're buying a course for $72, full course, and we're also going to give you a coupon for $200 off the Unstoppable Guitar System. So even those folks are insane winners. You're getting so much value there. Okay, so click on that yellow button, my friends. I'm gonna give you just a minute here. Don't go anywhere because we're doing these giveaways right now. But I've gotta go to my email really quickly, which for some reason it's not popping up here. So we may have to do this an alternative way. I may have to get on the phone with Jason, but literally give me about 30 seconds. Okay. Don't go anywhere. All right. We've got him. There was a technical difficulty here. Okay, so here we go. See if I can do this in a way that everybody can see. So this is going to be our, okay, those are our jam stick winners and all the rest. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with the Twitter winners, okay? And I'm going to attempt to pull all these over. If we can do this. This is a bit of a tricky bit that I'm doing here. I've got my iPad and I'm directing this whole broadcast to you here, and it can be a little tricky, okay? So just bear with me 1 second, and let's do these first 5, okay? So, and geez, I don't know if I can even read that. Yeah, I don't know if I can read that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put our winners up on the screen here. You guys, this is the way we're gonna do these. This is the way we're gonna do this. We're gonna get in touch on the screen, okay? Lot of stuff going into this, my friends, so I apologize. I'm just going to put these on the screen really quickly, and the next set of ones you're actually going to see me. I just put them in the wrong place here. So I'm going to put these up, and you can see if your name pops up. If your name pops up, great. We are going to get in touch with you, okay? So you do not have to get in touch with us. We are going to get in touch with you. I think that one says Lana Hart, if I'm reading that right. This one was Steve Fada. Am I reading that right? It's hard to see. Jamie Banks. Taryn Chapin, I believe it is. Micah, I can't read that last name. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're going to reach out to you. So I just wanted to show you that we really are picking winners here, and we really are going to, we're really giving stuff away, I promise you. Okay, so for this next set of folks, here we go. All right, so there we go. I'm going to be pulling these on the screen here, and when you see your name, shout for joy, or say who's say it in the chat there if you're a winner or not. Hey, we got someone free over at YourGuitarSage.com/live. There's one position open for that chat. Get over there real quick because I'm going to be doing questions. All right. Hey, somebody said this looks like a tablecloth. My shirt. It does. It was made of a tablecloth, a picnic tablecloth. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going through the names here. This is our next set of Twitter winners. All right. If you see your name, shout for joy. But we are going to get in touch with you either way. Okay. Now, hopefully, I'm really gonna hopefully I'm gonna be able to read these. Okay. All right. So our jam stick. Well, let's do this. We're going to go Power Pack winner 1 is going to be Steve Turo. And that's at, here you go. We have to blank this out, right? We have to blank this out so that we're not giving away your credentials, okay? So there's our Power Pack winner number 1, Steve Turo. We have our, hold on. This is really difficult to do. I'm going to have to think of another system to do this with. This is out of order. Power Pack winner number 3. All right. Here's we're doing this out of order. I apologize, guys. We're going to have to come up with another system for doing this because it is not easy. Here is our jam stick winner. DPG211 at. Now we are going to get in touch with you again. we will get in touch with you. These are folks that are pre-registered, all right? So if you didn't pre-register, then we wouldn't have your email. But these are folks that have pre-registered, and we're going to get in touch with you, okay? So I'm pulling this up on my phone where I can have a better idea of what we got going on here. Oh, okay, so that was right. All right, here's another one, I think. Yep. Power Pack winner number 3. This is Knight Rider 38. That's amazing. I wonder if that's like Knight Rider, like the show Knight Rider. When I was a kid. That was awesome. Okay. Now, dadgone it, I can't pull these other ones on the screen. This is really unfortunate. Hold on 2 seconds. I've got to pull them up in the other room, and then we're gonna announce those other winners, the big winners. All right, here we go. I'm coming back. All right, I got them all on the screen except for our VariAx winner. So, Jason, let me know if we have a VariAx winner, please. And if we have, then you got to let me know. Send on a name. Okay, so we got here's number 4 Power Pack winner, RP Weller, number 1. RP Weller, number 1 at Big Black Spot. Power Pack winner number 5 is KW Adam 88 at giantblacksmudge.com. All right. We did the Jam Stick winner, right? Here's our Unstoppable Guitar System winner, Just Wink, at smudgemark.com. And we have our second winner. Remember, these are winning the full subscription. We got a number. Someone just dropped out of the chat there, and then they jumped back in. All right, and then our last winner is VH Lara to win. Number 2 is a lifetime membership to the Unstoppable Guitar System. All right, my friends, I apologize for, there's so much that goes into these broadcasts. You just would not believe it. There's really so much. And it's a one-man show here, except for my assistant, Jason, who's not here. He's not here. He's off somewhere. So here we go. We did the giveaways. We did the giveaways. Now we're going to do some questions, my friends. All right, we're going to do some questions, and I want you to stick around because here's why. You ready? We got number 1. We got a winner. Power. Dear God, I can't even talk. We got to give away this guitar. We're going to give away the guitar, and we also after the Q&A, I'm going to give away one more lifetime membership. So if you're still looking to win, we got one more. Okay. Hang in with me 1 second there. I just got to make sure. Jason told me he sent it, so I got to make sure we got it. Dear Lord Jesus in heaven, hold on 2 seconds. I got to make sure I didn't miss it somewhere. All right. I've got my last. We're gonna give away the guitar, I promise. As soon as I get a name from Jason, or I get maybe if he texts me or calls me, he's looking for a winner right now, so we'll announce that. But right now, let's get into some questions. And at the end of these questions, if you stick around, I'm going to be giving away yet another lifetime membership to the Unstoppable Guitar System. That's like $3,500 worth of stuff. Woo! Right? I know. All right. So I'm going to be looking at the chat here and starting now. And so these questions are going to be flying by. By the way, I'm getting these questions at YourGuitarSage.com/live if you don't know about that. So go there. The chat's actually full, so you won't be able to get in unless every now and then someone's dropping out. So you could sneak attack. You could snipe and just sit there and wait till that counter goes down. Right now it says full, but any second. I know someone's gonna jump and then jump off, and you'll be able to get in. Okay. All right. Questions. Gerardo, Jason, why you do this? Because he's cool. All right. No questions. Did we get a lot of stuff answered today? Hopefully. Hopefully you guys got a lot of stuff answered. For those that are just joining us, make sure you go to that yellow button. My gosh, my friends, it is literally the most, it is the biggest giveaway that we've ever done. And guys, again, I am sorry for the technical difficulty there. We just have so much going. There's so much going on these. Tons of fun, tons of no questions, but folks are just going none. Oh, nice, somebody won. Okay. Man, this is going by so quick. What was your first guitar ever? What was my first guitar ever? My first guitar ever was I think it was called a Stella or a Harmony or something. I still have it. It's literally up in the attic right now, which you never want to keep a guitar in the attic. But it was my first guitar, and this is just, it was a terrible junky guitar. Still shouldn't keep it in the attic, but it was really, 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 really bad. Like $5 at garage sale bad. And I had one string, and I learned to play some melodies that I knew. And then I finally got a guitar with 6 strings on it, and then went to the electric and so on and so forth. All right. Do I need CGS if I'm a UGS member? No, you don't. Complete Guitar System and the Unstoppable Guitar System are 2 different things. You don't need to have both. Nope. Are you unhappy with Line 6 equipment? I friggin' love Line 6 equipment. I mean, I've got 2 of their guitars. I've owned multiple effects pedals by them. Right now, I currently own 2 Line 6 guitars. I own their M5 pedal. I own their M13 pedal. I own their Sonic port. And a lot of software by them, a lot of plugins. Absolutely not. Line 6 to me is amazing. They really know how to model some stuff really well. First song I ever learned was Ode to Joy, the classical piece. You know, favorite key to jam in would be either E or A. I love both those keys, and I'd say most folks would agree with me there in that. Oh, I got the Variax winner. Are you ready? 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 Here we go. W.R. Liston. W.R. Liston is our winner. Okay. I'm sorry we don't have the thing to put up on the screen, but if you are W.R. Liston at blank, and no, you can't go open up a email account with that because we know the extension, okay? W.R. Liston, you won this, my friend. Woohoo! Love it. Comes with the whammy bar, all sorts of stuff. This was my favorite guitar for a long time. Still one of my favorites, and I have a little bit of sadness with it going away. All right, let's do some more questions, and at the end of it, we'll be giving away yet another lifetime membership. All right. What was the first song I learned? Yep, we talked about that one. What's my favorite guitar of all time? Ooh, man, I think it would be my Strat, my 65 Strat. It would be. I think it would either be that or my Les Paul, which is an R8. It's a exact replica of a 1958, and it has a pair of Tim White pickups in it, which are like top of the heap pickups. I love them. And then my Gibson SG. Did you say 1 or 3? Because those are my 3 favorite. I can't pick one. All right. All All right, all right, all right. Good stuff. Strat or Les Paul. I love them both. I love them both. They do different things, you know. Can we go back to review the webcast? Yes, it will be on YouTube. So for anybody that wants to watch this replay, I can see a bunch of people asking this. Yes, it will be on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube directly after, you know. Why did I pick up the guitar? I picked up the guitar because it came to me, you know what I mean? It's like, by the way, for those that are watching on YouTube right now, we've got 10 positions open in the chat, 9 positions open in the chat. Right now, 8 positions. So get in there really quickly. You can go there, YourGuitarSage.com/live, and you can get the PDF. So go there really quickly so you can ask me some questions. Yeah, I started playing the guitar because I was sitting, you know, I was like maybe 13, 14 years old, started noodling with this guitar, and it was about the time when music videos started becoming very prevalent on like MTV, and before then there was like something called Friday Night Videos, and they only showed these videos on Friday night, these rock pop videos. So maybe Quiet Riot, and then it would be Cyndi Lauper, and then Madonna, and then Whitesnake or whatever. So I was in the rock stuff, and I saw Def Leppard, and they were playing a song called Foolin', and after that moment, I was just like, I'm smitten. I was like, I have to play guitar. Gotta do it. Please sell Sage guitar shirts. We do every now and then. We sell Sage guitar shirts. Make sure that you guys are signed up with all my social stuff, because that's how we let folks know about that. So anyhow, I went out and bought a Def Leppard guitar book, learned a bunch of songs out of there, was so excited, and just could not get enough of the guitar. Practiced it. I mean, there were days where I practiced 10 hours. I was just woke up, practiced, ate, had to eat, practice, had to sleep, you know, like during the summers. And then during the school year, I'd bring my guitar to school. I'd play it on the bus on the way to school, on the way back. I'd play it during lunch. I was always playing. So that's the key, is to always be playing, you know. Okay. Can you show the shape you use to explain chords moving up the neck? Patrick, any shape will work. I mean, I was using the E7, W.R. Liston. Sorry, I'm playing your guitar. But I was taking that E7. That's all I did. I just took my second and third fingers right there, barred right there, and then move that up the fretboard. But really, any chord will do. It doesn't matter, you know. What's my favorite amp? My favorite amp right now, and it's been for some time, is the Blues Junior. The reason that it's my favorite is because it's so small and so portable. It's light. It's got a 12-inch speaker, so you get plenty of bass response. It's tube. There's lots of tubes in it. It's plenty loud. I don't know how many watts, 18 maybe, 15 watts. Plenty loud. I can play with a band, or I can turn it down real nice. It sounds great. And it's got these just great clean tones. Or kind of crazy obnoxious, right? I love that amp. It breaks up, it gets clean, you run pedals through it, it sounds fabulous, you know. What was my favorite concert so far? Paul McCartney, I would say. Seeing him was amazing. I felt like I was watching the Beatles. It was amazing, you know. Do I have motivation for beginners? Yes, Lizzie. Just a few things to remember. Everybody who's listening, by the way, 6 folks available in the chat room right now. If you're on YouTube, head over there, YourGuitarSage.com/live. Get in that chat room. Ask me a question if you got any questions. Yes. The advice for beginners. Advice for beginners. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Your fingers are going to hurt. You are going to get frustrated. Things are going to seem impossible. And the cool thing is everybody's felt this. And the cool thing is, if you practice, all those will go away. And what happens is, over time, you'll get such a momentum going that you'll be like, I really can do everything that I want to do on the guitar. It's just a matter of practice, you know. So there you go, right? Um, Kaushik is spamming my thing. How do you solo like the blues? Kaushik, please, you are getting ready to get bumped out of the chat room for doing that. That's not cool, bro. Laughing without smiling. Yeah, I should do that, right? I have a video called Laughing Without Smiling on YouTube, part of a challenge, and it's kind of silly, you know? Do you know any David Gilmour solos? I know bits and pieces of David Gilmour's solos, and I love David Gilmour, one of my favorite, and just fantastic. Kaushik, please stop spamming the chat room, or we're gonna bump you. All right, seriously, that's not very cool. Do I play a 12 string? I do not play a 12 string because because number one, I don't have one right now, and number two, I don't love the sound of a 12 string. They're okay, but I don't, you know, I don't have one right now. Yeah, someone's got to bump Kaushik, I think. Sorry, buddy, you're spamming now, bro. Can't do it. All right. Which guitarist should beginners listen to? Which guitarist should beginners listen to? I think, you know, a great guitar player to listen to would be David Gilmour. He's a fantastic player. Just simple players. B.B. King's a great one. You know, very, very chill, you know, not very difficult playing. So those are two players I would say are very melodic, you know, and great players. All right, is it easier to play electric guitar compared to acoustic in terms of output? I'm not sure what you mean by output, but you know, the strings are typically lower on an electric, and they are the action is easier. You're talking about lighter strings. It's a more sensitive instrument. I compare it to driving a sports car as opposed to a sedan, which would be an acoustic guitar or a 4x4 or something like that, something a little bit more bulky, but it can take a licking. Whereas electric guitar, you got to be more subtle. It's very sensitive, and it's different in that way. But same thing, you know, but different. Will saying, were my fingers injured? Yes, I've had many injuries over the years. Skating accident, like rollerblading. I was at a park, and I was coming up on a ramp, and this finger got caught underneath a board, and I hyperextended it and broke it, and now it's still bent. It doesn't straighten out, and it still hurts a bit, but nothing like it used to. But it just never healed right because I didn't set it. Well, I should have. I've got arthritis in 5 of my fingers. As you can see, they're kind of like deformed. Like this finger and my pinky, they're kind of deformed, very deformed. My thumb, what have you. Yeah, I have all sorts of problems. This hand was bit by 2 separate dogs on 2 separate occasions. One of them was my dog, and I was trying to break up a fight, holding 2 dogs back like this, and the one dog bit me. And then another one, a 150-pound Rottweiler, took this hand for lunch and just started running off with it, with me dragging behind it, and he would not let go. That one hurt really bad. That was 40-something stitches. So I'm very careful about petting giant dogs now. Do I play a 3-string? I don't. Indeed. Can we talk about SRF shuffle style? I'm finding it difficult to mute all but one string, especially when the string is constantly changing. Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. So, you know, what you're talking about here, do I miss Florida? Yes, I do miss Florida. I love it, and I plan on moving back at some point. So, you know, the question was, that James said was like, you know, you're playing that Stevie Ray Vaughan shuffle stuff like like that sort of bit. He's saying, you know, how do you keep it clean? And so what you're going to do is when you're playing, you're going to make sure that you fat finger all the other strings. So, for instance, if I'm playing on the 3rd string, it's like, yeah, I'm playing on my fingertip, but I'm also allowing these other fingers to touch the adjacent strings, so 4 and 2, so that when I am playing that lick, when I hit the other strings, because I will, they don't play, okay? So I cover a lot of this stuff in my programs, but left-hand muting, you might, on YouTube, just type in YourGuitarSage left-hand muting, I have something. Do I play any flamenco? No, I do not. I wish I did. It is a whole nother style of playing, a whole nother style. and it's a, my gosh, those guys are so good. Okay. All right. Lots of good questions here. Let's get to that final winner here. Okay, we're at about an hour and a half in. Maybe I'll take a couple more questions, but let's go ahead and announce that winner here in just a second. What do you do if you think you have plateaued? That's a great question, Ben. Like working out or anything else, we always reach these plateaus, always getting plateaus. But the only way to push through them, whether working out or playing guitar, is to do something that's challenging, something that's outside of your wheelhouse, something that frustrates you, something that you're like, ugh, this is difficult. This is a hard thing to do. Once you do that, then you can start getting beyond these plateaus. But plateaus are, it's a made-up thing. They're not, the only reason that you're not going by, no, guitar arthritis is not from playing guitar. The only way to get through that plateau is to push through it. And there's nothing stopping you from doing that other than just practicing. But find something that's challenging for you and do that. Should I work on playing songs or working on scales? Great question. I love when folks ask that question because really, no one wants you to get on stage and play scales. Scales are great. Got to know them. But no one's going to want you to play scales on stage. They want you to play songs. They want you to play them well. Okay? They want you to be... they want you to play songs, okay, not scales. Great question though. What's my favorite tone on the Variax? Probably the Les Paul. I love that one. It's got a great tone. Okay, Gabrielle, do I play flamenco? No, I do not, buddy. I do not play flamenco. I answered that one though. But I love that style. Fantastic. Ben Woods is one of my favorite guys. Modern guy. Django is an inspiration to us all. So are you, Arthritic Eric. Thank you so much. The arthritis isn't bad anymore. It's not so bad anymore. Since I went vegan about 4 years ago, no animal products, and so much of my inflammation, allergies gone, lost weight, everything. What causes an open string buzz? Open string buzz, that's because the action isn't set correctly. So that can be a number of things. Typically not the string gauge, but it can have something to do with that. The tension of the neck, the relief, whether it's bent or straight. It could be a fret that's bumped up a little bit too much. I don't mess with any of that. I always bring it to my guitar guy and let him look at it because it can be a number of different things. Okay. Eric, I feel like I'm stuck in the middle, not an intermediate or beginner. What should I work on? Adam, that's a question that's really hard to answer because everybody's different. That's why I have my program set up step by step, because you get whatever you do, you got to do things in order. At least in the beginning you have to, but on a particular subject like theory or blues or flamenco, whatever, you got to step up. So I'd need to know more about what you want to get out of the guitar. Should I work on playing songs or work on scales as a beginner? Songs. What do you think of a Daddy-O pedal with a Blues Junior? I have not used that combination yet, but I feel like I've heard of the Daddy-O pedal, but I have not done it yet, Okay. Do you get UGS Life for $72? You can handle this. No, you get it for free if you are one of the first 100 people. Listen, folks. To the left of the chat right now, YourGuitarSage.com/live. By the way, if you're on YouTube, there's some room open there, and we're going to end it here right now after this very thing here. But on the left of the chat, you're going to see a little yellow button. You hit that. The first 100 people get, for $72, they get the complete guitar system for half off, for $72, and you get the whole Unstoppable guitar system for free. It's a bonus. We're throwing it in there for the first 100 people. So I know we're going to get, and it's going to fill up really, really quickly. But after that, after the 100 people, then what you're going to get is half off of the Unstoppable guitar system when you're ready. A year after, we'll send you a coupon. If you send us your receipt, we'll do that. Okay. Yes, I do play bass guitar. Yep. Okay. So last winner. Let's do it. All right, my friends. Last winner. And I think did we get this here? Here it is. Johnson 4910. Johnson 4910 is Lou. Yeah, your comments are coming through, buddy. Johnson 4910 is our third winner. Woo! Yeah, right? I love it. So, there you go, my friends. I'm going to keep answering some questions here because I'm having a good time with y'all. And so I'll stick around. That is the broadcast, though, my friends. No more, won't be doing any more giveaways today, and I won't be teaching from this anymore today. But I will be answering your questions. So, to officially end the broadcast, but I'm going to keep going after this to answer any questions for you. Continuing on, or to end it here, I should say. Thank you so much for everybody joining me. It means so much to me when you guys come out. It really does. I hope that you got something from this today, at least the PDF, at least learning some new bits and pieces about the neck to help you get around. You know where you can find me here, a bazillion different places, but thank you so much for joining me today on this. And we're going to be doing some more, so make sure that you sign up for notifications at YourGuitarSage.com/live, where you're at right now. After the broadcast, there's a way we can do that. Okay, so that's it, my friends. But I am going to sit around and answer some more questions. So if you leave, you're not going to hurt my heart. Just leave when you need to, and I'll sit here and answer some more questions. Okay, because now that the chat is slowing down a little bit, there's like 230 people in there. I can get to more stuff. I bought the complete guitar system. How do I know if I'm in the 100? Barbara, that's a great question. Jason, my trusty cohort, will I'm gonna see if he answers that, and hopefully he'll cut and paste and put that a few times on there, so folks can see it. Okay, but if you did it during this broadcast, I would guess, but I don't know. It's just so hard to say. This has been our biggest broadcast. We had 4,000 people sign up, so there's no telling. It could have gone before we started the broadcast. I don't know, Barbara. But either way, I'm going to see if Jason can't let us know here. I won't know, obviously. He'll post it if he can. How many guitars do I have? That's a great question. 6 in here. 7. This one's going away. I've got maybe 6 in this next room, and then upstairs I've got maybe 10, and then I've got a couple other floating around the house, some in cases and stuff like that, or I got one for upstairs when I'm watching TV at night and I want a noodle. I have one there as well. So maybe like 20. I don't think I have 30, but I bet you I have 20 now. I've been getting rid of some, actually, because how many guitars can you play at once? So I'm just keeping the ones that I absolutely cannot do away with. This was one of them, but I've got things to cover this. 135 makes a major chord. Is there some easy way to recognize 135 from the different chord forms? That question didn't kind of make sense. You might have to ask it a different way, but suffice to say, the major triad is 1, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Oh, I still have that name on the screen. Sorry about that. 1, 3, 5. If we wanted to make it minor, we take the third and we drop it back a half step. If we wanted to make it diminish, we drop the 5 back a half step too, along with a flatted 3. Does that make sense? Yeah. Jeff, springboards for soloing technique. I did that. I did that in the program here, Jeff. Already, it was a whole section of it. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Gabriel's saying. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could? Has that ever been answered? I don't think it has. Explain inharmonic equivalence. Woo! Curry, and that went right over my head. I don't even know what that is. Inharmonic equivalence. I don't know what that is. It's probably not anything that's super important. If I've never heard any of my other guitar player friends talk about it either. But tell us about the Flying Wallendas. My dad dated one of the Flying Wallendas, which was a famous high tightrope walking team from like the 50s or whatever. I listened to Tommy Emmanuel. Yes, he is a beast. I don't know him. He comes through Franklin, Nashville a lot, actually. But he is a beast of a player. I love that guy. He seems so humble and just a dude, man. I just love that guy. He's so cool. You already have your Udemy course. Can I get a deal on UGS? Bazilla. Folks aren't listening. If you hit that yellow button just to the right here, you'll get it for free. Listen to me, folks. I'm getting this question a lot coming up in the chat here already. Folks don't know that right now, that yellow button, the only yellow button that's on the page there to the left at YourGuitarSage.com/live. That's where folks are watching this. So if you're on YouTube, you need to go to YourGuitarSage.com/live. The link's below. That yellow button, you click on that. If you're one of the first 100 that get in there, then not only are you getting the complete guitar system for half off, you're getting the whole Unstoppable guitar system for free. For free. Yes, okay. You're getting it for free. If it's after the 100 people, then you will have the opportunity to get it for half off. Okay, so $200. A coupon for $200 is what you're going to get. Am I a Predators fan? You know I am. Fang fingers, man. I'm definitely a Preds fan. Who's your favorite fingerstyle guitarist? Geez, probably Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac. I love that guy. But really, there's so many. I mean, it would be insulting to not include Segovia or like some of these major, flamenco cats and stuff. Ben Woods is I friggin' love that guy. Modern guy here on YouTube. Not a lot of people know about him. They should, because he's a friggin' beast and I love him. Insane flamenco player. Look at that guy, Ben Woods. He's awesome. All right. What happens when I sign up for future live webcasts? You will get a notification letting you know, hey, we're going live, okay? Eric, can you show and explain how to fit diminished chords in progressions? Finding it really confusing. Thanks. Nick, yeah, you could use a diminished chord, like if you're moving from the 1 chord to the minor 2. That's a famous move, like this. So the second chord I'm playing is a diminished chord. So from the 1 to the 1 sharp, diminished to the 2 minor 7. That's what I'm doing there. So that's a fun one to do. So major 1, 1 sharp, diminished, and then a 2 minor 7. That's a famous one. You know what I mean? Probably one of the more famous ones. Flat is the same as sharp in the circle of fifths. The question isn't phrased like where I understand what you're talking about, but sharps and flats, yeah. An A sharp is the same, A sharp is the same as a B flat. So for every sharp, there's an equivalent flat. Jason, I didn't see there. Is there still room to? Oh, so Jason's. Someone's asking, is there still room to get into the 100? Basically, the first 100. And I don't know the answer to that. I bought the Udemy course a few months ago, though. Bazilla. I see what you're saying. I don't know what to say about that. It's really hard when we do these when we do these broadcasts, it's really hard to do that, obviously, because you've got tons of people over here and tons of people over there, and it becomes a big headache. So usually when we do an offer, that offer is good for that time. Unless it's like you miss it by a day or something, we might make a special dispensation for you. But other than that, it's really hard to do, my friends. I'm sorry. Eric, could you please give me tips on bar chords? Just fret 1 is just too hard. Satoshi. So it's really about strengthening up that hand. You got to strengthen up that hand, but the only way to get good at it is to do it, is to go for it. If you're not going for it, your brain doesn't know that it needs to develop that bit. And then watch on YouTube, watch the F chord, the effing F chord. Watch that one. Just type in YourGuitarSage effing, E-F-F-I-N-G, you'll find it, okay? Can you do a live chat that explains fifths, sevenths, and all the rest? Yeah, I will at some point. I will at some point, yes. But all those videos, like pretty much, anything that you guys are asking is in the complete guitar system. Everything. Like when I get these questions from you guys, I say, God, I haven't taught that yet. I need to do that, Who's my biggest competitor on the internet? Google? I don't know. I don't really look at it that way. I feel like, I don't really look at competition. I just look at other guys doing cool things, Yes, send it at support@yourguitarsage.com. That's where you need to send that receipt. Yes, indeed. I don't really don't look at there as being competition. So I mean, I got buddies, like I got Papa Stash and other guys that chat with on occasion, like Marty Schwartz and Justin Sander Co. and all those guys. Actually, Papa's in town right now. Papa Stash is in town right now. Brett Papa, great guy. We actually worked out the other night, and we're probably going to do some videos this next week. So for sure, we're going to do some live stuff and then some regular YouTube videos as well. All right, my friends. Here we go. I think I'm going to close shop because I'm hungry. I need to get something in my belly because I'm so hungry. I was up really early this morning and I didn't eat anything and just said, live broadcast, I want to get this information into your guys' brains, and I'm not going to eat. So there you go. I'm really hungry though. All right, my friends, thank you so much for everything. If you have any questions about any of this, like if you bought in and you're wondering if you're going to be part of the first 100 or whatever, you can always email support@YourGuitarSage.com and we'll have something to let you know about there. Okay, so obviously I can't tell you anything right now because I'm looking at the same chat screen that you guys are, so I won't know anything there. But we'll let you know if you bought into it and you're wondering if you're part of the 100 and all that stuff, then we'll email you back. Okay. All right, my friends. Again, thank you so much for all. I so appreciate it. If you need anything, you know where to find me. All right. I'm getting out of here. Don't forget to click that yellow button if you haven't already. Deal of the century.